Hi everybody, it's Kris here from the Gallowgateshots YouTube channel. Just to let you know, as always, this podcast is now part of the 90-Minute Football Network and proudly sponsored by www.pt-4-u.co.uk. Enjoy the episode. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Gallowgateshots podcast for another match preview. Boys, I'm going to start, before I introduce all of yous tonight, I'm going to start by, can you all just give me a massive well done and a round of applause for last week's prediction?
No.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
The only one that was confident enough to go for a Newcastle United win, Kris Wood goal. Thank you very much.
You got a pretty nailed on, didn't you?
That did,
Put the lottery on as well.
No, mate, I did not. As people can see, I'm joined by Scott, Harry, and Iain once again. Boys, how are all of yous doing? Start with you, Scott.
I am good. It's I've had a week off work, so even better. Yeah,
And mate,
short week, so take advantage
of
it.
To add to the mix, do you want to tell people about your recent trip to Wembley?
Yeah, so if people don't know, I do the Football Manager videos on the channel, and this week we went to the FA Cup final, and we played Man City, and we came away with the silverware. Spoiler alert. It was. I wasn't expecting it, especially not when we go 1-0 down straight away. I was like, yeah, we're gone, because Man City on that game can just run through you like a steam train. But no, we tweaked the tactics and it seemed to pay off.
And the late injury to Callum Wilson as well keeps him out of the starting 11. Keeps him out of the squad,
Yes.
never mind the starting 11.
For 4 weeks.
You got there, mate. You got there in the end. But plenty more to come. You can see Scott's videos on the Football Manager series, which is available on the playlist now. Iain, how are you doing, mate?
I am great. I've just put me out of office on until the 25th of April, so I am absolutely buzzing.
As you can see, Iain is still living in his adolescent years prior to hitting puberty. This is his bedroom. This
is the band's bedroom, not my bedroom. I don't have a box of wrestlers just over my right shoulder there. Mine are above my wardrobe.
And Mr. Harry Wright, how are you, fella?
I'm all right, thank you very much, Kris. How are you?
I'm canny, mate. I'm canny. I can't think of anything to insult you about.
The fact he hasn't seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yes, he has not seen the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which is absolutely mind-blowing. But let's get straight into the match preview. Scott, I'm going to come straight to you, mate. It's Leicester on Sunday there. And they have just played in the Europa League there tonight, as we've recorded just full-time, just over an hour ago, I think it was. They come away with a 2-1 victory, mate, against PSV. I know that this is a question which we always do once we play a team that's just been playing in Europe. It's not that much of a trip over across to the Netherlands there, mate. But do you think that works to our advantage slightly, or is it a case now where you're thinking it's modern day football, it's not that much of a trip?
It's a tough one. Leicester have got quite a nice squad, so I think they can afford to play a strong side tonight, and I think they did, looking at the lineup, and then maybe play a few of the youngsters against us if needs be. But like you said, I mean, it's an hour and 20 minutes, and that's to get a Newcastle from Amsterdam. So I mean, to get from Eindhoven to Leicester, I can't imagine is much more, if more at all. So I was thinking about this. I don't know if they would have flew back tonight. I would have imagined it'll be tomorrow morning. So if you're thinking about training wise, they're probably only going to have tomorrow afternoon and then Saturday, if that. I doubt they'll get much in on Sunday before the match. So in terms of match preparation, it could work in our favour. I would have imagined Brendan Rodgers is going all out for this Europa Conference League, because their league performance at the moment, although they've got a few games in hand and they could still turn it around, they're sitting in 9th and there's a big gap between them and Wolves. So maybe they've thought, you know what, we're safe in the Premier League. Let's just put all of our ducks in one basket and let's go for this. Let's go for this European Cup.
Yeah, I think it's coming to that point in the season, Iain, where a lot of players will go into holiday mode now. You see it every single season and like Scott's just mentioned, there's a big gap between the jump up to Wolves, and obviously they're not going to get dragged in any sort of relegation battle anytime soon. So all that's left to play for really is the amount of money which they make off the Premier League standings and where they finish really, apart from obviously being in the Europa League there, mate. Is it a good time to play Leicester now? Like Scott said, it's a bit up and down with their results and fixtures. Is it a good time to play them?
Well, I was looking just before we came on because I thought by Leicester standards they've had a fairly poor season compared to how they've done in recent. I think they went through a sort of, I think it was the first third of the season where they went through a little blip. Looking at the results that they've actually had, I think they've only lost one in the last 6. I was going to say they've played some big teams, but Man U aren't really a big team anymore. They've played teams sort of in and around where we are, and then I think Arsenal they might have lost. But yeah, coming back sort of from Europe, I think you've seen as when sort of we were in Europe and the likes of Stoke and Fulham going back all those years, teams that play in Europe on a Thursday usually don't do as well in the league. So again, like you say, the trip's not really long, so you're not getting sort of a lot of like jet lag or whatever it is. They've got quite a decent squad anyway. I think I agree with Scott. It's just a case of sort of the game prep. You're looking at maybe he's getting one session in. So, but with that being said, I think it'll be very much like the Villa game where we'll be up for it on Sunday, and I think I wouldn't say it was an upset, but I could see we're sneaking 3 points.
Yeah. So to move on about our side, Harry, and to focus on Newcastle United, can you say any changes come Sunday from the starting lineup that we saw last weekend?
Apart from Ryan Fraser, I don't think so. I think obviously Ryan Fraser's a given.
Who would you like to see replace?
Yeah,
Ryan
I was
Fraser?
going to say, do you start Almiron or Murphy? I feel like Murphy gives you a little bit more kind of both ways. Almiron, don't get us wrong, back and forth all game, but he's very weak. I feel like Murphy can do quite a good job dropping in back in the defence, and I feel like there's quite a good shape there. Bring in Almiron for me. I think he had a good spell. It would be the way Howe says, really, if you come into the squad and you perform, then you've got your place. So you don't want to see him break that. Start Almiron, give him that other chance. From what we saw of him against Wolves, he was good. I was worried when he came on. I think quite a lot of people were saying Murphy should be coming on instead.
Yeah.
But when Almiron came on, it started off a bit slow in kind of loose passes and things like that. But he grew in confidence, and yeah. So Almiron starts, and I think that'll keep your squad exactly the same, to be honest.
Yeah. Are you under the same thought, Scott?
I am. I thought Miggy did really well at the weekend. He certainly wasn't a 3 from some scores I've seen from other places. He linked up really well with Bruno, and not just for the disallowed goal. I thought throughout the night, him and Bruno were passing it back and forth to each other. He was making runs. Bruno feeds on men in front of him making those runs, and Miggy was getting there. I do feel Jacob Murphy gives you a better quality of delivery when it comes to balls into the box, and he's more of a winger, where I think Miggy is more of a number 10 role who just happens to be able to play either side as well. But I do think Howe reserves Murphy to swap for St. Maximum. Whenever St. Maximum needs to come off, that's when you see Murphy come on. I think in the last game, I think Murphy was stood on the sideline for about 5-10 minutes trying to get on, and the ball just didn't go out of play for him. So he didn't get as much of a run out. In terms of anyone else, unless there's any like injuries that we don't know of or any fatigue or any illness, I would go as is. I think Leicester are quite a similar side to Wolves, and the fact that we talked last week that they kind of go under the radar. You're expecting them to be doing well, and then when you actually check the table and look, they either are or they're not far off it. And given the game that they've just had tonight, I think we should just go all for it.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I said this a few weeks ago. Well, I actually said it just before the Spurs game that I'm pretty confident with the defence and the setup of the squad at the moment and how well we can play against any single team. And obviously, we went and got an absolute hiding of Spurs, which to me, and I'm not sure if you agree with this, Iain, do you think that was just a bit of a blip, that result against Spurs?
Yeah, I think so. I was saying I think it was the last match preview. Sort of come back from international break. It's you can never guess, because obviously teams that have momentum going into it stops their momentum. Teams that are on a bit of a blip, it gives them a chance to go away and work on things. So first game back after international break, you can never really call. And for all Spurs aren't a massive power in the league, they are still a good side. They've got really good world-class players. And I think they're pushing for fourth anyway. So, like I say, we dusted ourselves down really well and went into Wolves.
All right, Steve.
I say it every week, don't I? I thought you were on about me dad there. I was like, he put me head in. But no, I thought the intensity for all Wolves weren't great. I think the intensity that were pressed in the first half were controlled the game. It was just a case of if I wanted to pick holes, just trying to create a couple of more chances. But I think we did very, very well against Wolves, to be honest.
Are you hoping to see more of the same?
Definitely. I think Leicester, with the way that they play, I think they could probably hurt you a little bit more if you lose focus. Especially sort of the full-backs, because I think they play with a wing-back so they can get forward. I think they've got a little bit more quality than Wolves, just regardless of the league positions. So,
and we all know how good of a player Tielemans is if he turns up.
Yeah,
remarkable player. I'd be very, very shocked to still see him at Leicester next season.
I think he had I think it was possibly his first game back from injury in the reverse fixture, and I think he had an absolutely mint game. And then James Maddison as well. For all, he was a cheat. And he's a quality player as well. So they do have players that can hurt you. But I think it'll be another sort of very well drilled defensive display again.
Yeah, we'll go straight into the match predictions. I'll come to you, Harry. Are you expecting a solid Newcastle, similar to what we've seen probably since January, the turn of the new players coming in? Or do you think this is going to be one where you're thinking maybe this is a bit too much?
Don't think it is too much. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't feel Leicester have a real physical presence up front. Obviously, they can have Vardy, who's a bit aggressive, but I don't feel like they've got a physical enough presence to battle against Burn and Shaw. So I feel like we'll be solid. I think we will be solid. I can't see us getting out of position. The only time I can really see them being a threat is on the counter-attack, because they've got a lot of pace behind them. And that's really about it. And then obviously you've got Maddison, who's a great passer of the ball. But in terms of Newcastle, I think, yeah, we've showed we're solid against Wolves. It wasn't a fantastic display, I don't think, but we were solid and we kept the shape and we knew what the game plan was and we stuck to it. If we do that against Leicester, I think we will get a 3 points from the game.
It's going to be another one of those games, Harry, where if Newcastle's midfield have a great game, which we've seen so many times this season, no matter which trio it is playing in there, that if you control that midfield area, then you're destined to control the game and get at least something out of a game.
Yeah, but I suppose what I said there as well, I think their midfield is a very good midfield.
Yeah. So
it'll be a good battle between I think they play 3 in midfield sometimes as well, so it'll be a good battle in the midfield. I don't think they've got Ndidi. I don't know if I'm wrong on that one. I don't know if they've got Ndidi, but he's could cause problems because he is strong and he is the likely person to kind of get control of the ball and move it on to the Maddison and Tielemans who take the ball forward. But if we can stay solid, yeah, like I said, 3 points, definitely.
Give us a prediction. Never mind 3 points, give us a prediction.
If we give Chris Wood support, it'll be 2-0.
What is support for Chris Wood?
What we've not been doing since he signed. You just need to get people around him, and it winds me up. And I said about it last 2 weeks ago. It just really, really gets on my tits, to be honest. Like Maxi, fantastic, but how I just come in a little bit. I think that's what Almiron will give you if he starts. He will get behind the striker. Yes, it leaves you a bit open on the side that on the right side if that's where he's going to be playing. But if you get one behind, we'll win 2-0. Sorry.
I'll come to you, Scott. A little bit worrying if we're going to be, if Almiron's going to obviously try and tuck in behind Chris Wood, especially when you've got Maxi on the field as well. If we're vulnerable and worried about the counter attack, you need Almiron to do that defensive work. You need Saint to do that defensive work as well. But that's probably what you get the most out of Almiron. That work rate coming back to try and win the ball back.
You do, and the nice thing about Almiron is if he is caught out of position, he's got the pace to get back as well. I think he's sometimes he's too fast for his own good when he's got the ball, but it works in his favour when he doesn't have the ball because he can get back to wherever he needs to be. And you'll often see him kind of bombing past the player with the ball to get kind of back in that position or to get behind the left back.
Just a tuck inside, isn't it?
Just to cover, just a tuck inside, just to provide that extra man, because then the player with the ball just thinks, whoa, where's he come from? Right now I've got two players to take on. I'm going to pass it because I'm not going to make that run past two of them. So it kind of puts a bit of doubt in the player's mind. So yeah, I'd like to see more support for Wood myself, and I think really for Wood that comes more for balls in the box, crosses in the box. He needs service. Like, we haven't given him service really since he's got here. And I know Trippier was kind of the one who like, well, I can put the ball in the box. It's like, that's great, but he's not fit yet. Well, I don't know. He might be on the bench. We don't know. Like he's
I think they're aiming for the Norwich game. I think that's what the game they're aiming for.
Okay, Norwich game, cool. But yeah, I think one area we do have to be careful is that centre midfield, because they could play through us like we're not there. They have, like I said, Tielemans, Ndidi is injured, and so is Vardy, so that goes for us. And I think Vardy's out for quite a while as well, from what I remember. It's quite a bad injury. So in terms of pace up front, I think Burn and Cher will be absolutely fine. Dealing with, I can't remember the name of the
Iheanacho.
Daka, that's it.
Oh, you're talking about Iheanacho. Do they have Iheanacho?
Oh, Iheanacho as well.
Yeah, got him as well.
Yeah. So
apparently, Jose Perez has only played a minute or something like that of Premier League football this season as well. For Leicester.
He came on tonight
against us.
I think Harvey Barnes picked up an injury, and Harvey Barnes picked up a knock tonight, and Perez came on for him. So he'll probably start on Sunday and
score
some damage.
Yeah.
Probably.
So, give us a score prediction, and Scott.
I think 2-1 to Newcastle.
Okay.
I think we'll see Joe Linton get on the scoreline. That's how bold I'm being with my prediction.
Okay.
I think he'll.
It's not bold anymore.
And then maybe Dan Burn from another corner. I think we'll break them on set pieces.
Okay.
Yeah.
Iain, what are you going for?
I'm also going 2-1. Just touching actually with Scott saying there on set pieces, I'm sure it's Leicester have conceded the most from set pieces, and I'm fairly certain I seen a stat on Friday. Was it Friday? Yeah, when we played Wolves. I think something like 40% of our goals have come from set pieces this season.
A lot of goals from set pieces, yeah.
I would like to see a lot more crosses in the box for Kris Wood. Obviously, that comes from your wide men. And for some reason, as much as I'm not a big fan of his at the moment, I think St. Maximum's due something, because I think his last input either with an assist or a goal, I think might have been Watford. Was going far as back. I know he had a couple of games out, but I feel he's due a goal, and he has improved slightly, but he is still frustrating. But I fancy him, and I'm going to go with Fabian Schär for our goals. No idea why, but 2-1.
2-1. I'm going to go against you boys again. I think this has got 1-1 all over it. I think it'll be a pretty even game. I think it'll be very similar to the Wolves game, but Wolves didn't really get a chance apart from one great save from Dubravka. I think Dubravka will have more work to do this weekend, and I think it'll be a 1-1 draw, and I'll take it. I'll snap my hand off. 4 points from obviously the game against Wolves and the Leicester game. I think everybody will be in agreement. It's a great, obviously, recovery of points that.
Well, that's what we were saying last with the 3 home games that we had, we would take 4 points. But now, me just being greedy because we've got the 3 points early.
And because you're in your Newcastle United bedroom full of hope.
Hope. Just to clarify, once again, everyone that watching, it's the Ben's bedroom. It's not mine. See, look, I don't sleep with teddy bears anymore.
Mate, you're just making it look worse, because now I'm going to screenshot that bit of you holding your teddy bear.
Oh man, it's a good job I've come off Bumble and Tinder then, innit? What was I even saying? Because because we got the 3 points early, I'd be disappointed now if it was only just 4 points we got from the remaining. Another point from the 2 home games. But I'd take a point, but I would think we could edge 3.
Yeah, I think just to wrap it up, it's going to be another great atmosphere in St James's Park. It's going to be another one where everyone's probably been out in the drink all day as well. So it's once again, and I think War Flags have got a display planned, and they're struggling. I think one of the flags has gone missing. So they're trying to get some last minute organisation in place to get a local company to produce a flag very last minute. But fingers crossed, the manager do it. I've got every bit of confidence that they will manage to do it. They managed to get all the way to Poland and bring a flag back at one stage. So I'm pretty confident the lads will get sorted there. But I'm looking forward to this one. I really am. I think long gone are the days where we used to dread going into St James's Park. We used to feel it was more of a chore. And I look forward to each and every game now, no matter who we're playing. We could be playing Manchester City. We could be playing Liverpool at the weekend. I would still be looking forward to going into St James's Park to see what sort of Newcastle United team are going to turn up. But you can see the physical evidence of the work that Eddie Howe has done. And obviously the confidence within that team is through the roof, despite that honking result against Spurs. And you just don't know what could happen on the day. I'm confident this team could shock people with any sort of result.
Just quickly, when was the last time we lost, other than Cambridge in the Cup, when was the last time we lost in the league at home? Because I genuinely can't.
So that was the 4th consecutive win, I think, against Wolves at home. But obviously there was a big chunk where we didn't play at St James's Park. We had 3 away games back to back. We got the result against Brighton. Oh no, Brighton. Did we not beat off Brighton?
No, we won't beat Brighton.
No, we'll beat Brighton.
We've been unbeaten at homes. We've been unbeaten at home in the league in 2022.
Sure,
we scored. Did not score 2 in like 15 minutes against Brighton. Like one man told me.
In the first 15 minutes.
Chelsea in October, I think. Chelsea, 30th of October.
It's a long time. It is a long time.
Man City was that December.
Oh yeah, didn't even say that. Man City
got absolutely dicked. But I think that was the
start of a run, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't see it for looking.
It's turning St James's Park back into a fortress. It's been a long time since we've got to say that. This will probably get clipped when we get beat, but who cares? Who cares anymore? Thank you very much, boys. It's been a pleasure as always. Any closing words from you, or we're going to wrap it up?
Got nothing to say, really. Apart from
all good. Yeah,
class.
We're fucking class.
We're fucking class.
Right,
don't screenshot me teddy bear.
I am going to screenshot your teddy bear. And just before we end this one, just to let you know, that is Iain's bedroom. Thanks, everybody. Bye.